Thanks for joining us for your news at noon. I'm Matt Bennett. Idalia is gaining strength and is now a hurricane as it barrels toward Florida's Gulf Coast. Landfall is expected Wednesday morning there, most likely somewhere north of Tampa.
This is the pilot house. That is where the captain and the watch crew keep watch of everything here on the flight deck. This is where they launch the jets and then they are recovered by the arresting gear. They can launch these jets every 30 to 40 seconds, and this ship, the USS Dwight D. Eisenhower, can hold around 70 total.
Good morning, everyone tuning in at home and online. We are continuing our coverage of the 78th Annual Azalea Festival, and this morning is a big event that we look forward to every year. This is the Cape Fear Garden Club's annual garden tour ribbon cutting.
I'm on my snowboard, and I'm gonna give it a shot here. All right, let's see how this goes. So here we are. This is Ann Street and Water Street. You can see all the sledders behind me. There's been so many people out here this morning enjoying it. There is one thing in particular that I really want you guys to see. This is a giant blow-up colon that you can actually walk through. And you're gonna come with me to take a look at it real quick. So this shows you what it looks like if you have polyps or malignant polyps or cancer developing, diverticulitis.
A house in Surf City caught fire overnight, leaving one family without a home. WWAY's Emily Andrews got a closer look at that damage today. She joins us now live in the studio. Emily, I understand these residents were displaced. Were there any injuries?
The wind is whipping and the rain as well, and it's just getting worse. Now I'm standing out here on the Carolina Beach boardwalk. I don't know if you can see, but the power has just gone out. It was flickering back and forth for a while. We heard several explosions or bangs over the past hour and a half. Good morning, Donna. It is Navy Week in Wilmington, and I am currently aboard the USS San Jacinto, which is currently docked at the port of Wilmington. As you can see, we've got some sailors at attention behind us, but we don't want to make them stay there all day. Captain, would you mind calling them to parade rest? Yes, sir. President Joe Biden spoke right behind me earlier this afternoon. He finished up about 40 minutes ago, and today's visit was a presidential visit with a focus on the environment, specifically talking about lead pipes. People are continuing to file in here at Wilmington International Airport, and organizers are scrambling to bring in more chairs to seat them. Neighbors tell me one of the victims lived there and repaired lawnmowers, and the other victim was a customer. And less than 2 weeks after a tornado narrowly missed that home, a different kind of tragedy struck. The Wades say the Bobcat ran from across the street at a neighbor's house up into their driveway when the attack happened. All right, today is National Coffee Day. It's a time to celebrate one of America's favorite beverages, and one that I couldn't do this show without. Lieutenant Jerry Brewer says the New Hanover County Sheriff's Office was tipped off that the suspect, Adam Michael Clodfelter, might be in the area, and when deputies located his car in traffic, he sped off with another man in the passenger seat, leading deputies on a chase through the Breezewood condominium complex. I promise I only voted once in that. I didn't keep tapping.
3 phones, your computer, everything else out there. Yeah.
Live in downtown Wilmington, Matt Bennett, WWAY News. It's a journey few get to experience, a voyage to the middle of the Atlantic Ocean to board a vessel nearly as long as the Empire State Building is tall. After we graduated our initial sailor training, Captain Dave Hecht sent our group on a C-2 cargo plane bound for an aircraft carrier, the centerpiece of America's well-rounded naval forces.
Our mission is to be on the sea, under the sea, on the land, and in the air. We do a little bit of everything.
We successfully landed on the USS Dwight D. Eisenhower when our plane's tailhook caught one of the ship's arresting wires. This system slows the aircraft from 150 miles per hour to a dead stop in just 2 seconds. Once we unloaded, it was time to meet the commanding officer.
The aircraft carrier plays the forward presence role. We always have 2 to 3 aircraft carriers at sea at all times in different parts of the world. And the job of the aircraft carrier is to launch and recover aircraft to basically beat bad guys.
Captain Christopher Hill assumed command of the Ike in late March, but he's already made his mark on the ship and its crew.
It's a tremendous responsibility. I'm talking about you're responsible directly day to day for 3,000 sailors who run this ship. And then when you deploy, you bring on 2,000 more sailors. So that responsibility now extends to 5,000 sailors. And this is like a mini city or a small town.
Then came the moment we were all waiting for. We strapped on eye, head, and ear protection and stepped out onto the flight deck to watch jets take off from and land on the massive ship.
This is the pilot house. That is where the captain and the watch crew keep watch of everything here on the flight deck. This is where they launch the jets and then they are recovered by the arresting gear. They can launch these jets every 30 to 40 seconds, and this ship, the USS Dwight D. Eisenhower, can hold around 70 total.
As we were learning what it takes to become a U.S. Navy pilot, we found out some of those pilots were learning too.
Some of them are what they call Cat 1 pilots. So first time learning how to land and then take off from the aircraft carrier.
Captain Hill says although many of the Ike's thousands of sailors are not directly involved in launching aircraft, everyone plays a part in the Navy's overall mission.
This ship is 46 years old. It has deployed more than any other ship that's active in the Navy right now. I could talk about all the awards and accolades, but at the end of the day, every sailor has to believe that they are the best, and we instill that in them.
On board the USS Dwight D. Eisenhower, Matt Bennett, WWAY News.
A serene scene on the streets of downtown Wilmington with fresh snowfall blanketing the area. Quiet on most streets, except for this one.
We get a snow day in the port city. You don't get this very often, so why would you want to sit inside when you can be out enjoying all of this?
Danny Adams, a longtime Wilmington resident originally from Raleigh, was reliving his childhood, riding his late father's flexible flyer.
I grew up sledding on this my whole life. It's great. I mean, I literally have not been on it in over 40 years, so it's a great feeling of nostalgia.
Besides a few sleds, people brought out equipment more commonly used at the beach, including tubes, surfboards, and boogie boards.
It's pretty fast. It's faster on your stomach than when you're sitting, but it's fun.
As long as you get a good running start.
Yeah.
We should have brought the oil. Should have brought the oil. That would have been better.
Others had to get really creative. Just about anything that could be repurposed for sledding was put to use.
They were all out of sleds, so they let us buy this. And I don't know what it is, maybe a washing tub? We kind of need to maybe tie a pulley on it. But yeah, it's doing the trick.
I even joined in on the fun, dusting off my snowboard and hitting the hill just like everybody else. And you didn't need a sled to enjoy the scene. Several people walking their dogs stopped to watch.
They're romping around and also getting ran into by sleds, which makes it even more fun.
It was a moment no one wanted to waste, a rare sight in the port city, and one people were determined to enjoy.
Before we know it, it'll be back to 100 and steamy and jungle weather in Wilmington, so we'll take this while we can get it.
Yep.
In Wilmington, Matt Bennett, WWAY News.